Why are you assaulting this man?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not assaulting you.
You just, okay, the attempt to do something like what you just did, that's called assault. If you touched him, that's battery.
I'm wondering why you're videoing me.
And who are you that we need to answer you, especially if you're going to come up so aggressively? So you have that level of entitlement because you live here, you demand answers from strangers in public?
Okay.
You want to start again? Would you like to start? Would you like to start again?
Why am I being videoed without my
She doesn't want to start again.
Yes, I would like to start again. Why
Good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm fine.
All right. We are working on a story out here on the public sidewalk, trying to find out why people who live in this area feel that they are due answers from people with cameras in public. So they have a certain level of entitlement, which is why what I just said to you. There's a certain level of entitlement that you demand answers from a stranger. You don't know who this man is.
Exactly. That's why I don't.
But why do you feel? But why do you feel you're due an answer from a stranger in public, from a public place?
I did not consent to being filmed.
You have no expectation of privacy in public. It's okay. It's an educational story.
Okay.
Trying to explain to people and remind them that in this country we have certain rights that are granted to us.
Understood.
And freedom of the press is one of those.
Usually when I am being filmed, there's a sign up that says you may be filmed.
This is a non-commercial use. It's not going to be in a movie theater.
But I don't know that. And
well, you can ask, but you can ask nicely and not stick your hand in front of somebody's camera while he's in the middle of working.
But I don't know that you're working. There's no signs saying that you're working.
We don't need signs. Look, you can take your phone right now and start recording me. You don't need to have a sign up.
I have no desire to start recording you.
Okay, but I have a desire to record. But
to be confrontational. I don't understand.
But you just were.
But
that's my
see
point.
it that way.
I know you don't see it that way, but you just came up to him and assaulted this man.
That's not being assaulting.
That is assault. That's 100% assault. And it's a violation of something called the Bain Act. You're not allowed to do that.
I feel like I'm being baited.
No, you're not being baited. I'm telling you what we're doing.
Okay.
I just told you what we're doing. I'm working on a story.
So are you asking for my consent to use this?
I don't need your consent. We're in public. I'm in public. I'm standing on a public sidewalk.
Understood.
This is for educational purposes.
On this.
Then that's.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to educate the public about the rights that we have in this country. That's part of the First Amendment.
Okay.
Of the Constitution.
I would just like to understand what is the end game for this? Like, what is
to get people to stop attacking people with cameras in public places, because owning a camera is not a crime.
Understood.
But if I have this camera in my hand, or he has his phone, which he's using as a camera in his hand, people think it's okay to come up and assault people with cameras because they think they have rights that they don't have.
Understood.
Now, if we're in, hold on.
I feel nervous or scared because somebody's just pointing a camera.
No.
I'm literally just walking down the street.
But you're walking down the street and you approached him. He didn't approach you. Think about that for a moment. You walked up to him.
Also, that as somebody who doesn't always feel like they have, when they're walking down the street, has to constantly look over their shoulder, you know, like living inside a body of a woman. You are.
What does being a woman have to do with anything?
Because you're constantly looking over your shoulder. If you're walking down the street alone, it's
so men don't look over their shoulder.
You may, but it's something that I and most of my women friends, you know, or are socialized to watch out. And if somebody's filming you, you might be in danger.
Understand.
So, you know.
So out of fear, you felt it was okay to come and assault this man.
I didn't say it was okay, but out of going.
You can, but you can ask. But there's a nice way to ask people, and there's a not nice way to ask people. That was a not nice way to ask people.
Okay.
That's why I said, let's start over. And I said, how are you doing today? You know, make an introduction so we can have a conversation.
Okay.
That's it. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're just recording. We're working on a story about entitlement in this area and how people don't really respect people just because of cameras. Well, you know, I mean, every area has a different story. That's the story for here right now. Can
I ask you why about this area? I'm just curious.